Sam, Mira, and Jake had been best friends since childhood. Every summer, they'd seek out new adventures, whether it was biking through the trails behind their town or swimming in the lake that bordered the woods. But this summer felt different. The air seemed charged with a sense of mystery, and they longed for a challenge that would push them beyond their usual escapades. One hot afternoon, while hiking near the base of an old, overgrown mountain range, they stumbled upon something unexpected. Beneath a pile of rocks near an ancient tree, Jake spotted something metallic glinting in the sunlight. Curious, they worked together to lift the rocks and uncovered a rusty metal box. Excitement surged through them as Sam pried the box open, revealing a brittle, old map. Inside, the map was unusual, drawn in a style they had never seen before, covered in strange symbols, and worn with age. In the center of the map was a bold, red marking labeled, Crimson Cave, a place none of them had ever heard of. Sam's eyes lit up. And quote, "This could be our biggest adventure yet." And quote, he exclaimed. Mira, the cautious one, hesitated but eventually nodded in agreement. Jake, always eager for a thrill, was already packing his gear. The next morning, the trio set off at dawn, backpacks filled with supplies and excitement brimming in their hearts. The map led them deep into the forest, far beyond where they had ever explored before. The terrain became rougher, the trees denser, and the sounds of wildlife faded as they journeyed farther from the beaten path. As they hiked, they started to notice strange symbols carved into the bark of trees, symbols that matched the ones on the map. And quote, "We're getting close," and quote, Mira said, her voice trembling with a mix of excitement and apprehension. They pushed on, crossing a river with a fallen tree as their bridge and climbing steep hills that seemed to lead them deeper into the unknown. By midday, they arrived at the mouth of Crimson Cave. It looked ancient, jagged rocks framing the entrance like teeth, overgrown with vines that swayed ominously in the wind. The cave itself was shrouded in shadow, with the air around it feeling unnaturally cold. The friends exchanged nervous glances but knew there was no turning back now. Inside the cave, the atmosphere changed completely. It was dark and silent except for the occasional drip of water echoing through the chambers. Using their flashlights, they ventured deeper into the twisting tunnels, following the path marked on the map. As they descended, they began to uncover odd things, ancient carvings in the stone walls depicting figures in cloaks and strange symbols glowing faintly in the dark. And quote, "It feels like we're not supposed to be here," and quote, Mira whispered, her voice barely audible. Suddenly, Jake's flashlight flickered, casting eerie shadows on the walls. They pressed on, their nerves on edge. After what felt like hours of wandering through the maze-like tunnels, they came across a large chamber. In the center of the room stood a pedestal, and on it rested a glowing, crimson talisman. Its soft red light pulsed as if it were alive. Sam, entranced by the talisman, stepped forward to take a closer look. And quote, "This has to be what the map was leading us to," and quote, he said, reaching for it. But before his fingers could touch it, Mira grabbed his arm. And quote, "Wait," and quote, she warned, her voice shaking. And quote, "We don't know what this is. There could be a curse, or worse." And quote. As they debated what to do, the cave itself seemed to react to their presence. The ground began to shake, and dust fell from the ceiling as the walls started to close in slowly. Panic set in. "We need to get out of here," Jake yelled, his voice echoing in the collapsing chamber. But just as they were about to flee, the map began to glow in Sam's pocket. He pulled it out, and new symbols began to appear, showing a hidden exit from the cave, but only if they left the talisman behind. The choice was clear. If they took the talisman, they might never escape, but if they left it, they could make it out alive. In a moment of bravery, Mira spoke up. "We have to leave it. No treasure is worth our lives." Reluctantly, Sam agreed, placing the talisman back on its pedestal. As soon as he did, the rumbling stopped, and a hidden passageway opened up in the wall beside them, bathed in a soft, ethereal light. They sprinted down the newly revealed tunnel, their footsteps echoing through the cave. The air grew fresher, and after a few tense minutes, they emerged into the sunlight, breathing sighs of relief. They had made it out, but not without learning that some things are better left untouched. As they stood outside the cave, catching their breath, Jake broke the silence. "Well, that was insane. But I think we just had the adventure of a lifetime." Sam smiled, wiping the sweat from his brow. "Yeah, we didn't find treasure, but we found something better. A story we'll never forget." Mira, usually the cautious one, laughed. "I think we'll be telling this one for years." And so, with the sun setting behind them, the three friends walked back through the forest, their bond stronger than ever after surviving the secrets of Crimson Cave. Moral of the story: sometimes, the greatest treasures are the experiences shared with friends and the lessons learned through facing challenges together.